Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Hey, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads, baby. And for you, if you've been returning, you ain't got the minerals. And listen, and grab your merchandise down below. Become part of the mineral gang. Listen, we're going to talk to you guys about Boomerang season 1, episode 1. Yeah, I'm behind. I know we've got a whole season, but I'm going to catch up, okay? Because I really like the show and I like some of the things they're coming up with. You understand? Listen, boodoops. Alright, let's go. So, first thing we see, first thing I wanted to talk about is the light-skin colorism issue. We see Simone, who we're introduced to, who's the daughter of Grant, was it Grant as well? McCarthy or something like that, I can't remember the name. What we get introduced to is the set and where they're having a commercial, right? And this is something that I've been talking about in my videos, about colorism. I've looked in the media quite a lot in terms of like film, especially when it's low budget film as well. You start to see always a light-skinned female with a dark-skinned male. You rarely, and then that light-skinned female will have a dark-skinned friend who's not as so good looking, and it's all done on purpose. It's again a part of the whitewashing. It's a part of the brainwashing. It's a part of the rebellion and the making us feel like dark skin isn't beautiful, dark skin isn't buff, dark skin isn't valuable, dark skin isn't good enough to be on the shelf, to be viewed as the same equality as light skin, white, black. And look, you have to understand this. Look, in the industry, they used to do a thing, especially in the music industry, called the brown paper bag test. If you were as light as a brown paper bag, then you could be accepted. There's a whole history behind colorism. It's not just a simple, oh, she's light skinned and he's black and you're haters. No, we're not hating. What we're talking about is an unfair advantage or an unfair disadvantage that's been given to dark skinned, not just people, but women specifically as well. Because you see, there's a dark skinned woman that's talking to the guy in the commercial, and then all of a sudden, a light skinned babe comes across, and yes, Simone's absolutely right. Black Twitter would have eaten them up if that was true, because we would have been on it like a flash. You understand? And what you don't want is that Black Twitter on your case. Now, I want to just actually extend on that as well. Simone has got, obviously is the daughter of the father who owns a company, and obviously he's doing quite well for himself, and she's obviously quite well endowed with finances. And with that comes privilege. When you're privileged, sometimes with a silver spoon, your attitude can be not as coordinated as it needs to be, not as together as it needs to be. And sometimes life has to throw some hard knocks at you so that you can know that, hey, my behavior is a bit out of touch. Do you understand? And so when she gets a bit aggy and speaks out of turn to cancel the particular shoot at the time, it showed a level of petulance and arrogance. I understand that it's colorism, but if you're going to do that, then back it all the way. Why did you end up leaving? You end up leaving and not being able to make a change where you were. Do you understand? But hey ho, listen, we all live and we all learn as well.
So we don't just drink, stay awake at the club. No, we drink it all day long. Because being young, gifted, and black is cool.
I loved, obviously, the next thing was, obviously, it's Bryson, because Bryson obviously gives an idea about the fact that black millennials, I want to talk about as well, look, and he talks about how black millennials want it all. They want it all. They want the money and the cars and the clothes, I can't say the last word, but you know what I mean. They want the girls as well, or the man. We want it all. We're part of a millennial who we believe we can have it all, right? And so this is a part of the society that we're in at the moment. We are present in everything, but not everything is present with us. And what I mean by that is that we can be involved in so many different things, but our heart's not in every single thing. We're so involved in social media, but we're not really there. You understand? We can be so involved with the life that we're leading, but we're not really there. Our hearts are not always in a lot of these things, but we put our energy and time into so many of these different things because we want to be present. We want to show that we're part of this culture. We want to be part of this life. We want to show that we're living life rather than actually doing life. Did that. And then obviously just to touch on that about, the part that was obviously said to him was that, look, we want you to bring your vision to life. And it reminded me a lot of Abraham in the Bible, where God tells Abraham, I've got a vision for you. Bruv, I've got a vision for you. Yeah? And because you believed it, it's accredited to you as righteousness. And this is sometimes when men are called to have vision. I want to make this very clear. Men are called to have vision. You've been called to hear from the Lord. The Bible says we walk by faith, not by sight. Meaning that when you hear, the Bible says faith comes by what? Hearing. So when you hear, it gives you what? Sight. Reason why sometimes we walk into a lot of different things that we shouldn't be walking into is because we lack sight. You understand? And so he's been given a vision here. Execute the vision. This is the same thing they told Abraham. Abraham, you're going to have a child. Execute the vision. But Abraham didn't. And he heard Sarah's voice and he changed. And that's going to make a point when we come into later on. When he gets a call later on, he's sitting in his room, naked, half naked, with top off, etc. It must have been hot. He's got his do-rag on, yeah? He's comfortable. Then he gets a call from Simone. And this is what I've never watched this show, so this is what I clocked. My man's obviously feeling my girl. Why would you take off the do-rag off your head to answer a FaceTime call, right? And so when I saw that, instantly I said, oh, this boy is feeling this girl straight away, because there was no need for him to take off his do-rag. You know, he took off his do-rag and he started doing his head like this. Look, when I don't care about you, fam, I ain't doing none of that, fam. When I don't feel no way about you, when I'm friends with you, when I'm just strictly dickily friends with you, I don't even think about my face, I don't think about my haircut, I don't think about nothing. So why am I thinking about my do-rag? Because I like you. And obviously, Simone obviously kind of like hustles him. I don't want to say, I don't use the word too harsh, but hustles him down for £1,000. In the sense, you know, she's connecting, she's making business, you understand? And so I get it, she's getting a consultancy fee in a sense with the £1,000. It was a little bit of a shakedown though, because she heard about the fact that he's obviously got this gig, and she's latched onto him straight away. She's leeched onto him. She left the company, you know, and now she wants to latch onto him. It's a mad thing. It's a mad thing, fam.
Sorry. I just don't want to spend the rest of my life posting pictures of our babies and the dinner I made for you on Instagram.
Well, what's wrong with that?
It's just not
interesting that obviously, you know, that Simone herself, you know, was involved in another guy, and there was a lot of sexual intimacy at that moment. There was a lot of sex that was going on, and yet she couldn't connect on an emotional level. She didn't want a relationship, but she wanted the sex that came with it. That came with a guy, and in fact the guy felt like he got used at the end, right? And he said obviously you can't commit, and she said obviously you can't commit. And look, the reason why a lot of people can't commit, she said it out of fear. She said it, look, I'm not ready to be this for you. I'm not ready to be the wife, the housewife that does the cooking and the cleaning for you. I'm more than that. And it's a bit of fear, but also at the same time as well, it's also her ambition. She doesn't see herself as somebody, just somebody's wife. She's got her goals in her mind, and it takes her far. So for her to choose somebody who's not on that, for her to choose somebody who's going to make her settle into that role, it's not for her. So she's not ready to commit. Do you understand? But she's still got needs, she's going to tell herself. But like I said, sex ain't free, people. Sex always comes with expectations. Hence why he decided to say, you know, if next time you want your back blown out, choose someone else, because I'm here for something else. Do you understand?
Look, make no mistake, I'm running the show, okay? Let's start with the bedroom scenes.
No, let's start with the product shot, then we'll go to the part in the kitchen.
What was interesting, obviously, was that, then he went to execute his vision. What was interesting is that, you know, he got told straight away by his boy that, listen, this is not your vision. Are you sure this is your vision? He said, yeah, it's my vision. And when he got to obviously trying to direct Fia and say, look, we should start with a bedroom scene, immediately Simone jumped in and actually said, no, we'll start with product placement. And that overriding ruling comes from a place of the fact that he is not solidified in taking control. We find this out in the next few episodes why, but I'm just going to keep it as this. He's not solidified in taking control. And when you show an ounce of weakness to a woman like Simone, who potentially could have some daddy issues as to why she wants to always be in the lead and always be in control, then you see this dynamic, yeah? Him being weak and her being strong. She will always take advantage of that situation because you're not taking advantage of it. You should be leading the pack and leading the chase, but you're not doing that. And so what happens is, she then has room to maneuver and wiggle, right? And even everybody in the room stopped, was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, whose are we following? And then he goes, okay, finally he caves in. So he's used to submitting. He's used to submitting and giving over his power and yielding. And so Simone takes advantage of that. She's a smart woman, she knows what she's doing. You understand? And to be a leader, your vision, you got to be able to execute this. You got to stand strong in what you heard and deliver it. Yeah? If I've said I'm doing YouTube, that's what I heard. I'm doing YouTube. And this is the way I want to do it. I'm doing it this way. It's not to be stubborn, but it's got to get to a place where you say, I know what I need to do. Because then she can respect you because you know what you're called to do.
And you remind me a lot of Marcus, back when he was your age. Marcus would have trusted himself. Instead, you let his daughter get inside your head.
And what was interesting was the fact that Vic, the woman that's very harsh, their boss, picked up on the fact that his pitch and his idea got changed by Simone. You understand? She picked up on that, right? And in the end, he looked like a fool. He had egg on his face. And he realized that, oh my days, you know, I fell into the trap. I got used by Simone, I got influenced by Simone into a place I didn't want to be in. And why did he get influenced? Because he really likes her. He yielded his power because one, he doesn't know his power, and two, he really, really likes her, and he thinks by submitting he gets the girl. No, what this girl wants is control. And if you don't give her the alpha male in terms of I know what I want and I'm going for it, don't tell me what I want, I'm doing what I'm doing, she will never respect it. Because her dad is like a massive company owner, she's used to, you know what I'm saying, a certain position and having her way. And so the last one on this talk about is the rejection by Simone. So it's interesting, obviously, they were in the yard. She came over because she heard about the news, and he put his hand on her leg. And look, once you put a hand on her leg and that level of intimacy, and you promote that you're going somewhere, she's got two options. Either she's gonna say, yeah, I'm willing to go with this, or two, she's gonna say, I'm not really down for this. But she chooses option 3, which is ignore. And some girls do this. Why? Because they feel like you're not ready to be their man at that situation at that time, because there's some things that you're lacking. But you're good, but you're just not enough to be there. And plus, right now, I'm doing my kind of thing. You understand? And that's what Simone just gave him. So it wasn't an outright denial, but what it was saying was like, I'm not ready. You're not ready for me, and I'm not really trying to enter the space with you. But we're good as friends, though. Listen, we're good as friends, though. Listen, let me tell you something. Any girl that rejects you like that, you shouldn't be rude to them or anything like that. Nope. What you should understand is that they're not for you, bro. Get some balls and walk. You understand? Listen, think before you do. Don't do before you think. As you be thinking about what you gotta do. Grab your merchandise down below. Mineral, gang. Appreciate you. Watch out for episode 2 reviews, baby.